All right, C1x Road to launch, day 43.5. I think I was on 43. Maybe I still have it up. Disregard Facebook here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, disregard Facebook here. Yeah, just uploaded day 43. So, that means we're on 43.5. This is the list that I've got. Did I talk about this one on video? I felt like there was something else that I was... Something else that I was looking at. I don't remember what. Was everything else working as it was supposed to? It was the all-time stats issue. That might have been it. Okay. So the first was the Eagles are better. Let's do a reset here. Get some clean data. Make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Alright, so we're going to go to this round that I scored last time. I added all those print statements in my single round calcs so that I could see. I'm just not realizing that this is how this printed. I'm not going to try and decipher that. We're just going to reprint. Silly. New data. All right, there we go. So I'm getting birdie conversion rates is low. Glancing through these, every single one of these is saying true. Yes, I am in C1 and C2 in regulation. Okay. Okay, so aces aren't counting. I set that up intentionally, so aces don't count. Why don't aces count? Why did I do it that way? And what's not counting then? C2 in regulation, 16 out of 16. C1 in regulation was 15 out of 16. How? Something didn't calculate right there. And my birdie conversion rate is awful. Print birdie conversion rate in C2. Print birdie conversion rate in C1. Give me a reset. Give me another one. I don't want to look at that data. I want a new set. All right. Hole 1 is evaluating as true and true. Hole 2 is an ace. Else if albatross or better, pars, user hole scores. Ah. Well, no, birdie conversion rate does not get one added to it. 0 and 0. What's incrementing the back end of that? Am I doing it up top? Let's shrink this down briefly. Birdie conversion rate 0, 0. C1 in regs. C1 in regulation is false and false. Okay. I add to it here. So C1 and C2 in regulation return true, but aces does not register. Why? Why? Aces should count. And I'm not sure why I've done it this way, but I think what I need to do is just do birdie conversion rate in C2, 0, plus plus, and birdie conversion rate in C1 plus plus. All right, let's do a reset there. All right, C2 in regulation 100%. C1 in regulation is only giving 94%, which I don't understand. Greens in regulation. How do I call that? So this is my issue, right? My C1 in regulation, I'm 15 for 16, and it's because of this hole. Technically, the user was never in C1. Why? Let's document this as an issue. Making a C2 putt for eagle causes C1 in regulation to be false. So we're finding some unique issues here. I think these stats, yeah, so those are now 100%, as they should be. It seems like my only issue now is this. So if C1 in regulation, C1 in regulation there. Let's go to my individual stats. Individual stats and C1 in regulation. All right, so if par is equal to 3, if shot sequence dot length is less than par minus 1. What hole is that on? It's on hole 10. All right, let's do this. Let's get rid of these because I think we've largely fixed that issue. Eagles are better, not counting for birdie conversion rates. So it was aces are better that weren't counting. So I think this is actually fixed. Now we got to fix this. Did I have another print down here? Don't think so. Okay, let's do print shot sequence print par. Okay, give me a reset. And I might be able to just do it from this. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's getting called multiple times. I think this is my issue, though. I really need to confirm this. Print hole so that I can see the hole that's being printed out. There we go. All right,
print hole, I'm looking for hole 9. So that is my issue. All right, so in my individual stats, shot sequence dot length, which is 3, is less than par minus 1, which is 3. So that's not evaluating to true. Okay. If the user takes an eagle or better, this should evaluate to true. That's really the issue that I have here. Or no matter where, like even if they throw in for eagle, technically they'd be in C1 in regulation because the disc is in the basket. Like they're inside of circle 1 putting for birdie if it happened to, hit the basket and fall a foot outside or something. So it can't count against the user ultimately. Or eagle. I don't get user score there. Yeah. At any point if they eagle. Right? If shot sequence sublist 0 par minus 2 contains C1 or contains throw-in or shot sequence sublist 0 No, because that's not necessarily true. I can't do that. Dang it. You're not to do that. Or eagle. If they eagle the hole, you're inside of C1 in regulation. That has to be true. Has to be. So this becomes user hole scorer's hole. All right, so now give me a reset. And that should now make C1 in regulation 100% as well. Do I have an error? I do have an error. Oh, I call it over here too. Yeah, this needs to be fixed too. It's a good call. Int user score, comma, user score. And then I call that here. I think I can just pass score. Yeah. Okay, give me a reset. Have another error? Another one. Round grading. Ah. Yeah. I never get the user score there. User hole scores hole. All right, now where do I call that at? A few different spots. Hole scores. Oh. Okay, that one's good. Excuse me. User hole scores. Yeah. User hole scores hole. All right, I think I'm good now. Yeah, so now we're showing 100% there. Oh, webcam's covering it up.
showing 100% on hole 10. My gradient regulation does show circle 1. That. Ooh. That should be parked, right? Parked is 12 out of 16, missing 1. Misses, so it should be 14 out of 16. So, round display graphics. Round display whole graphics. Return gradient regulation graphic if parked. Yeah. So we got to go to my individual stats. I've got to look at parked, and I've got to do something similar here. Int user score. Or eagle. So once again, if they eagled the hole, then we have to call it parked, because one way or another, they're in the basket. For eagle, there's no way we can't call that parked on the next hole. That'd be silly. Gotta call it that. User hole scores hole. User score. Okay, so added the ability to skip a hole. Fixed stat calculations for parked and greens and regulation on scores better than birdie. So C1 regulations 100%. These all show is parked except for that one, which it should not, and that one, which it should not. So now we're 14 for 16. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Perfect. Great. All right. So that was a nice little bug fix there. What else did I do? Was there something else in here? Time stats. No, that was just this stuff. Okay. Disregard. So next was this all-time stats. I think I looked at this on video. I guess there's a chance it answer. Right now I say 588. If I deselect a course, I hit apply, it still says 588. If I hit apply again, it shows the correct amount. But for some reason that first one isn't doing the trick. And it only happens if, like, if I just change the time frame and then it adjusts automatically. If we go to all time, I'm still at 4, select all, apply, deselect all, still at 5. All right, let's close most of these files out here. A lot of stuff here. A lot of changes made. All stats. Filter dialog. All right, so give me that, just in case I need to compare down here. All right, text button. child, select all, deselect all. That's a good question, actually. Let's hit apply. If I deselect all, that one works. So the text button seems to be working, but it's this one that does not. All right, selected time frame. Time frame, see the general course select. Maybe I need this else statement. That's probably my issue. This is just missing that else statement. It's kind of a silly mistake to have, but I do feel pretty confidently that that was it. Let's hit a reset. Fixed bug where deselecting courses from all stats menu would occasionally not update the stats display. Only occasionally, because there were other sequences. That's that same labels issue. Just get rid of it. Go here, 588. Yeah, that already fixed it. Okay, now we're just immediately updating as we should be. I'm not sure why I didn't have the else statement in there. Apply down to 3. Yeah. Filter dialog's gonna scroll, right? Yes. Cool. Fixed. And then select all, apply. Deselect all. Cool. All right, man, we're close. User skips every single hole. So, if someone tried to do that, round scorecard. Where is my code for? Here's what we can do. Safe area, nope, not here. Not skip hole. Not. Am I looking at the right spot there? Change hole par. Now if round is over. If round is over. Here we go. It seems silly to have a function for this, but maybe I do. All right, let's just do this. Give me an error there. I'm gonna go bool did user skip every whole list string shot data. For user skipped every whole equals false if for whole equals 0, whole is less than shot data. If return user skipped every hole. So if it contains one hole, then we count it. False. Did user skip every hole? All right. Here we're going to go if user skipped, did user skip every hole? Maybe I just do that. Reordered shot data. Else. So if they didn't skip every hole, we're running all the same code as normal. If they did, then I need my delete round, change whole power, skip hole. Cancel, confirm erase. I need to run that. And then here, this will go here. I push and then I erase. What happens on the back button? Make sure I'm keeping everything consistent here. That's what I'm going for. We just pop. Okay. You just do that. And then this can be a did user skip every hole. All right, and so here skip round. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, let's do a little reset. Make sure that that actually did what I think it did. Nothing breaks there. Let's go just do a normal one real quick. Make sure that
That didn't introduce any issues. Finish round, it shows, it's great. All right, let's delete the round, and then let's do this. And this is gonna be a little annoying. Oh, no, cancel, skip whole. We'll just go through every single one of them, make sure that that did what I think it's gonna do. Skip. So close. Yep. Dang. Okay. It's not even gonna give me the error. What the heck? There we go. All right. On scorecard 1201. Only valid value is 0 and a 1. That's stupid. That's not the error that it just gave me. What was the error that I got? Come on, all right, we gotta just add a click one in case this is gonna be a pain. Confirm. Skip, skip, skip. All right, here we go. Now I get the error. On scorecard 744. Okay. Not an inclusive range. I wasn't getting that error before. The issue is it's saying that current hole minus 1. If round is not over, it's showing on the round is over though. So round over is not evaluating to true. Round is over. Where am I setting it? Let's just go to the top here. Round is over. Current hole, that should be fine. Round is over is equal to is round over. So I want to check is round over as a function. I do set it there. Current holes, whole pars. Ooh, yeah. That is probably just me not updating it to. Let's just go to that function. Is round over. Something I had not tried was yeah. Last hole shot data, or that, yes, or it contains skipped hole. That might fix it. I've got to address that weird error somehow, but it did seem like that largely worked. Yeah, no errors. And I just get the same one there. That only valid value is 0. So it's saying that hole cannot be 1. But the issue is that I'm not, that means it's saying that shot data's length cannot be greater than 1. But hold on. Maybe like that. was an easy fix there. Dang, it's still the same thing. That was a new error though. Round summary brief 62. Total holes calculate. If it's not empty and it does not contain whole strokes is equal to 0. Okay. So it should be evaluating to 0 for every single one of them. Adding 0, return user whole scores. What? That doesn't make sense. Why is it running twice? Does it? Okay, I think I see what the issue is. Maybe I do this. Or I may actually need to flip these, but we'll try this way first to make sure one happens before the other. That's what I'm trying to do there. Did not work. Same issue. So let's try both of them then. Make sure to pop it first, get rid of the summary brief, and then delete the round. Hoping that this does the trick. It did. Yep, okay. Now out of curiosity, 5 throw-ins. Let me skip the last hole. Here I hit finish round. Just
to make sure that skipping the last hole doesn't break everything. I think I've already tried skipping the first hole. Five birdies. Cool. All right. So I think we've accounted for what happens if a user skips every single hole. Let me do one last check. Let me just skip all but one of them. Just make sure that that also works. Birdie conversion in C2. Why is that? Why does that evaluate to 100% if there's no attempts? I guess because it was in C2 on regulation, that's how I calculated it. Yeah. No, I guess that's technically true. I'm thinking about that wrong. That's what it should do. Okay. Kind of silly with the one line, but I think we're good. So we account for user skipping every single hole. Last thing was that I was going to change that button design a little bit. How I'm going to do that, I don't know. I just want it to look a little bit different. Let me go to my button design, see what other options I have here. Where do I use the scorecard info buttons? That's what I use for par and for score. Okay. For par, yeah, okay. So probably not going to use that. I'm never passing a color for this. I could make its own button design. I think this is what users are going to see for the most part. A race round should go underneath skip hole. I do think that. I'm going to make it a button. Score card options button. And I want it to work exactly the same, except required top color and a base color. And then I'm going to use those. I think that's it. Okay. For the colors, I could just stick with the icon theme. Maybe make undo and skip hole that theme. Erase round could be the same. Probably. Probably. All right. Required this label color. Label color. And then shadow black. Nope. Nope. Nothing here. Nothing but the border. Not the border. Text. And this will be widget.label color. Okay. Let me open up style presets. Button colors. Lots of button colors. Courses, scorecard, penalty. Scorecard par. Base color, top color, summary brief. No, it's those icons. That's what I want, those colors. All right. Static var. Scorecard options alternate. Base color. Static var scorecard options alternate top color. Options alternate label color. Scorecard options. All right. So here we're gonna roll with these: base color, top color, and icon color. And then main base color. I could just leave that as is right now. We'll set them for the moment. Oh, I flipped those. And the label is just going to be colors black, colors black, now I need that open. Options is that. All right, secondary button, undo. So this is going to instead be scorecard options button. And then here I need top color, button colors dot scorecard options alternate top color, base color, label color. Okay, so that's going to be for the undo button. Skip whole button is going to be options button, the same thing. Maybe they should be different, but then I can always change the scorecard options button. What did I just call it? Main base color. All right, give me a reset. Trying to decide if I want them each to have their own design. I could set this up in these style of buttons. I mean, that may not be the worst idea. What do those look like? Yeah. So I was just passing the label to it. Made the text bigger. Let's check that out real quick.
I mean, I don't hate it. Like, it works. I think it's better. I could always flip the order around here, so do the label color is that. Do the top color is this. Base color is this. I didn't change anything. Should have, right? Or did I only do it on the... Yeah. Alright, maybe not. Where's my graphites at? Let's go graphite lightest. Let's do that there. And then I need this for all of those buttons. I only did it on the cancel button. Scorecard options button. Here. Scorecard options button. And there. All right, now give me a reset. Is that all right? Is that stupid? I don't hate it. I do think I want the erase round to have a little bit of color. I do like the penalty colors. That yeah, that would be an option. Let's try it. Base color. Top color. Trying to match the penalty button there. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, button design done. Improved button design options. For scoring rounds. All right, new ability option endurance, skip a hole, fix bugs, stat calculations, deselecting courses, improve button design. Cool. The only thing left to do is the global course list. And deciding what the heck I want to do there. DG Pro
tour global list JSON. Global tour. And this is the structure I need. Other than the fact that I'm gonna alter it a little bit. Oh man. So this is what I'm currently pulling for global courses. I need to keep all of the same info, but things I also need: tournament name. It's fine, just give me a value right now. Tournament name, course name, division, MPO or FPO. I could make the location longer. Do I ever show the location otherwise? I don't think so. I don't show it here. I show it there. On the courses, I'm wondering if I'm going to exceed the length on this if I type out the cities for these. Course name, center, single child scroll view, course location is not equal to user, row, yes. Max lines 1. That shouldn't, it's not going to change anything here, but I can prevent the location from being drastically larger. I'll probably end up having to mess around with that a little bit. Just in case I want it, let's add a tag. I might end up using that for something. Event, course, division, spreadsheet, courses to add, new tag value, order. I was thinking about creating a function in my code to order the global courses, but I might as well, since I'm going to be updating the file anyways, say for every season, I might as well just capture that in the JSON structure. Actually, is Maple Hill in Worcester, or is it? Is that Leicester? I know Worcester is spelled similarly. I'm probably not even saying that right. But was there any other information I was capturing here? In my new additions, course location.
There was not. Update course info dialog to show advanced data if a Pro Tour course. Okay. I might start this briefly real quick just because the first part's going to be fairly easy. So we're going to start on the main file. Well, I guess first. Let me make sure I'm actually importing it with my app. Assets, courses. Okay. So it will get included there. Let's go down here, look, course information. I'm running down. It must be under a different function. Okay. So down here, I need to actually copy the file. On first app launch. Oh, let's do this one. And it is Pro Tour Global List .json. And it's going to be like the global courses where I will be just reinstalling it after every single one, just in case I'm changing it. Pro Tour Global List. All rounds. Load user settings we're ignoring. All right, so we are loading the file into the app now. Let's go to shrink. All right, course loading. Load course information. All right. Map string dynamic Pro Tour Global Course info coded is equal to Pro Tour Global List.json. Okay. And then here I just need to make sure that everything I do for the global course list I do for this one as well. I do need its own structure. Extends change notifier. Oh. Pro Tour global course data. Let's grab this just so I know that I have everything included. Static var tournament names is equal to that. Course names, static var divisions, course locations, course pars, distances, whole averages, difficulties, units, var tags, static var orders. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So now let's get rid of that. And then back up to the top here. All right, so Pro Tour. And I need one for every single one of these. So let's copy this. All right. Tournament names, list filled, global. Oh, and this is where I need the Pro Tour.
course info decoded. Pro Tour. And it is tour is my value there. All right, so I've got tournament names, course names, divisions, list filled. Then we go course locations, course pars, course distances, course all averages, course difficulties, course units. Course difficulty is 0, orders 0. Okay, so that's good. I was gonna say I was kind of hoping this was gonna auto-populate. Tour.length, course plus plus. That's definitely a start. Tournament course division. Location, par, distance, whole average difficulties, units, tax force. So it's got everything in it. Now I need to make sure names match up. So tournament name, I'm just gonna copy and paste every single one of them because it makes me nervous. Course name, division, well, those I didn't change at all. Pars, distances, whole averages. Course location, yep. Pars, distances, whole averages. Course difficulty factor, course unit, and then it's just singular tag. And order. And then as long as the pars, distances, and whole averages match up, it looks like they do, everything else should also match up. Okay, so that's good. This is me sorting them by name alphabetically. All right, ChatGPT. The below code sorts the global course data by name alphabetically. I need to produce another set of indices which sorts the course list numerically from low to high given a value that each course has. Global course data orders which each contain int. Okay. Tour indices equals list generate this orders length index tour indices sort this to this. So now I have tour indices. Now I can pro tour global course data dot tournament names equals tour indices dot map I tournament names I to list. You want to do the rest of them for me? It does. Love it. Oh, yeah, you missed orders. Beautiful. Okay. So we sort them all. And then I don't this. We don't do that. And that is my load course information. So now I should be able to restart. And then I should get a printout of, and we can check, print Pro Tour course info. Pro Tour global course data. Can I just do that? Give me a reset. It may not work. The file may not be in there. I may have to actually stop and restart the app, in which case we'll just call the video anyways. All right, print out tournament names then. Maple Hill Golds, there we go. And that is tournament name, cool. All right, so we've got the new JSON file. I've got the structure that I want. So now that I'm loading that in, next immediate steps, I think, will be to update my spreadsheet to actually produce it in this format. And then I need to find a fast way to just alter these. So I'll have to think about that. I wonder if I could alter my spreadsheet to do all of these at once. Maybe. Maybe. I'm gonna go open up my spreadsheet again real quick just to take a peek at it, think through this. I'd like to just do it one at a time. All right, so we're not going to change that. So I will just find a way to update this information, which is probably going to take a little while. But gotta do what you gotta do. So I'll copy all that over. So off video. All right, so today, fix a number of bugs. We implemented the ability to skip a hole. Very important, I think, something that, an issue that I've already realized I needed in multiple rounds at this point. As important as being able to change the starting hole, I think. But all of that's in there. The only thing left for this version I'd like to get together before launch is updating this global course list. We got the structure in, so I have the file created. It'll be downloaded with the package. It's loading in as it's supposed to. Obviously, this isn't the list, but the values are all in there, and my code works to load it in. So off video, I will update that spreadsheet, and I'll probably get all of this info copied over and formatted correctly, and then we'll do another video where I actually implement the new view into the app. If I find a way to streamline updating these, then maybe I'll throw that in the video as well. We'll see, but that's at least a step in the right direction. We got the file in there, and it loads, so that's important. We can go remove that print statement because I know it works now. But yeah, I will. No, we're not doing it. we'll call it there for today. Pretty productive coding day. Haven't had one of those in a little while, which is nice. I'm gonna have to do some coding as well, just when I'm adding those courses, adding them to the course list. That's something to think about. So right now when I add a global course to the courses list, it loads it in this format, which is basically the same format as my global list is, but I'm making the Pro Tour courses have a different format. I don't think I can change this format. So somehow I don't know. I'll have to think about how I'm going to implement that. Because ideally I don't change the format. This is the format for the personal course list, so this is what this list is pulling from. I don't want to change that. So I guess the question is on the global list I could show a fancy new layout for Pro Tour courses. Is it okay if I don't show that on this list? If it just looks like the other courses? I mean, I'm sure the answer is yes, it's fine, but do I don't know. I don't have an immediate solution to that. I could check and compare, like if the course name matches a name on a list that I have, then I show more information, but I'm still not going to have it. Still not going to have that information. It'd be nice to even just like show the button in a different color or something. But again, not information that I'll have. Not information that I can sneak into this, you know? I could make it so like the course location includes a DGPT at the end, and then I just hide that. And then that way I could at least show the button in a different color. I'll add a note for that. At least something to think about when adding a tour course to the personal list. Could I sneak a tour tag into the location or name? I could hide this on display. It would need to be in the location. The name I show too much. I could hide this when displayed, but this would let me show tour courses on the personal list. Different colored button and maybe a graphic of some sort. Yeah, that might be what I end up doing. All right, so anyways, we're gonna call a video here. Lots of productive changes today. Off video, I'll update the spreadsheet. I'll start copying some of that info over. We'll be back with another video to finish implementing those global course changes. And then that should be pretty much it for launch, which we are 2 weeks away from as of today. My minis guy needs to get on it. All right. I got nothing else. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.